It's Friday Fun, second graders, and it's going to be especially fun because, for one thing, I'm wearing my very fun butterfly headband. If you watched science and writing yesterday, you saw my headband already. If you didn't watch that, you need to watch that. It's very important, besides fun, to see my headband. All right, today, wait, do you hear something? Listen very closely. Do you see it? It's angel chimes. Sometimes you see those at Christmas. And if you're very quiet, you can hear the chimes. How does that work? Nothing's blowing on it. There's not like a little fan or anything. No person is blowing on it. How is it going around? Well, we're going to find out today. The big word for it is convection. Everyone say convection. It's a big word for a second grader. Kind of nice to know. And we are going to do a little project today to show you how convection works and to show you what it is. Because we're going to be using matches and making fire, I have a glass of water nearby. So I think that's a good safety tip for you when you do this project. Of course, you're going to have your parents helping you too. But if you have some water nearby, it's a smart idea, isn't it? To do this project that we're going to do, which will work the same way these beautiful angels work. I want them in the picture a little bit. I'm going to keep them in the picture, okay? To do this project, you're going to need tin foil. You're going to need a skewer. Can you see this skewer? It's pokey, and you put like meat, tomatoes, red peppers, or whatever, and you grill using this. You can do other things on it. You can use it in a fondue pot, you know, when you dip things in chocolate or something. Yummy. You might have some wooden skewers at home. You can use those too. Whatever you use, it has to have a pointy end, and you'll find out why in just a minute. You will also need some of these little short candles, okay? And something like Play-Doh. So I have a little bag of Play-Doh I got at the dollar store. Very cheap. First thing you need to do is cut out a tin foil circle. And I started cutting it here so you didn't have to watch the whole thing. If you were in my class this year, we made some snowmen that we hung from the ceiling like this, where we cut a circle, but then instead of stopping with just a circle, we kept going. So I already cut around, and you stay about an inch. Mrs. Tater's been teaching you about inches, right? You stay about an inch away from the edge, and you keep cutting and cutting and cutting all the way into the middle, staying, like I said, about an inch away. It's hard to see, isn't it, because of the shine, from the edge. So you cut, 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 till you get to the middle, staying about an inch away. And then you need a little bit on the inside. Then you want to lay this out flat again on the table or counter, wherever you are. And tin foil is sticking to me. Okay, so now I've got my tin foil circle. You can't see it, can you? All laid out again, flat. All right. Ta-da! It's laying flat on the table. And then I need my skewer to stand up all by itself. That's where the Play-Doh comes in. So I take a chunk of Play-Doh, and I might be just as easy. Can you see what I'm doing? Kind of make a little mountain of Play-Doh around it to make the skewer stay straight up. At first I thought my skewer was going to be too tall. It's much taller than this angel thing, but it actually worked out really well. Then you need to cut your tin foil, hold it up, and you need to cut it so that it is about the same height as your skewer. So it's about the same height. Now, I already made one here, and I want to show you with this one just because it'll be a little easier. You need to put your tin foil spiral over the skewer so it goes around and around the skewer. And then on the top, you want a little bit of a cone shape in there, upside down cone shape. You can use your finger or the eraser on a pencil and hold it in there to make it sort of cone shaped. Then you need to cut your spiral again. So this spiral, when I first did it, was much longer. It was all the way down to the pan. And you want to cut it a little shorter because you're going to put the candles under there and see what happens. My goal is to get this thing to twirl around. One tip that you have to make sure to make sure is true is that the tin foil isn't touching the skewer. So you might have to not bend your tin foil, but almost flatten it around so it's not touching the skewer, okay? What is one way we for sure could get this to twirl around? Can you tell what I'm doing? Yeah, if I blow on it, it will turn around. But if I want it to turn around without even being close to it, let's see what happens if I light this candle. I'm gonna throw that match in my water. What's going on, you guys? It's moving. Just like our beautiful little angel chime is moving. Oh, now it quit. What if we want it to go faster? How about another candle? Let's see if that makes it go any faster. Do you think it would? Seems like it would. You got more heat. Do you think it's going faster? Should we try quadruple fast? Now we'll have 4 candles. I like lighting matches from, ooh, that sounds so cool. Our little angel chime has 4 candles going. I'm just dropping these in the water. Do you want to see? I think it's kind of fun. Can you see? Tss, did you hear it? Now, why would it do that? Sometimes science experiments are just fun to watch, and you don't even have to think about why it's happening, but most of the time we're wondering, why is that happening? And why are these little candles making these angels go round and round? Well, it has to do with convection. And I wrote on the back of this paper how it works. Are you reading? Read the first one to yourself. The air gets hot where the candles are burning, right? Those candles heated up the air around them. And the molecules, the little particles that make up the air, move faster when they're hotter. The air gets lighter because, this is really hard for me to understand, and maybe it is for you too. But if you try to imagine maybe if you try to imagine ping pong balls in a little kiddie swimming pool, slowly moving around, then fast moving around, and then because they're moving faster, they're spreading out, right? Well, the molecules in the air, because they're getting hot and lighter, they're moving faster. And when those molecules are moving faster, they go up because they're lighter and they're moving around and they're taking up more space. They move up, and when it hits something, when that air hits something that's above it, it makes it move too. If the object is, oh, I didn't write that. If the object is positioned in the right way, the spiral of the tin foil is positioned such that when the heat rises up, it hits an edge of the tin foil. And it's the same with our little angels. The heat is actually hitting this little turbine up here, and the turbine has little blades on it that are at an angle, and so that heat goes up there and hits that blade that's at an angle and moves it. If those blades on the turbine, I don't know if you can really see those, I'm looking at the video to see this part that is like the fan blades on a fan. If those blades were flat, I don't think the heat would move them, but they're at an angle, and so the heat comes up and hits and it makes them move around. We have a fan. I wonder if you can see it. I don't think so. I'm going to actually show you real quick. We have this fan on our wood burning stove. I'll show you. And it's right on top of the stove. And when the wood burning stove, when we have a fire going, the heat from that makes this move. Do you see how these, can you even tell how these are shaped? But the heat moves that fan around, and then it blows the heat into the room. So it makes our wood burning stove more effective to heat the room. So, even though it's May, not Christmas time, you can make an angel chime. And you know, if you really wanted to, you probably could make something to put on top of your skewer, and like an angel or a butterfly. And you too can make convection in your house and see that hot air rise and move your tinfoil around. Isn't that angel chime so pretty? I like looking at it. Well, it's not Christmas, but it feels like I should say Merry Christmas to you. Maybe I'll just say Merry May. Have a great day, second graders. If you decide to do this, send me a video. I'd love to see if it worked for you. Make sure to ask your parents. Do not, may I just say several times, do not use matches without your parents. Okay? All right. I hope you enjoyed Friday Fun.